Welcome. I'm Alice Alicia Jones, and this is another one of my Living Consciously videos. I was a little bit stuck again on what to present to you until I read the opening lessons for yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And there was the message. And fortunately, because of how important it is, I was able to retrieve what I'm going to talk about. I was able to retrieve a list of items that I had and written down about 40 years ago. Items that changed the direction of my life, gave me the courage to do what I need to do, and the courage to be who I am today. So I'll just give you the circumstances of what happened. It was, we were vacationing at the beach in Ocean City, to be exact. And the place that we stayed in, my little 4-year-old daughter at the time said, "Mommy, those are Oreo cookies," because each balcony was rounded, had a like a moon shaped, half of a moon shaped balcony, and all the way up the 20 odd floors that it was. As was typical in those days, I got into an argument with my husband. That happened so often that it almost was something that I hated in my life, but I don't know if I expected it to happen. I don't I didn't really understand why we were always at odds with each other, but we were. And yet I knew he loved me dearly. I knew that he had my best interest at heart, but yet because I think we had both been each one of us had been the oldest of 4 children, and in his case, there was 3-year difference between him and his younger sibling. In my case, there was a 5-year difference between my younger sibling and me. His was the same sex, mine was an opposite sex, so and I really didn't feel related to my brother. So, we got into an argument, he went upstairs, he took the children upstairs. I came down and stairs and feeling very, very forlorn, feeling like I needed to um, express my feelings and didn't really feel I had anything but to do that with. But fortunately, I had my purse with me, and in my purse was a bank envelope from Dominion Federal Bank. And one side was all marked up, but the other side was blank. So on that side, I wrote out exactly what I needed to do to find myself. That's what I felt I was stuck in. I had to find myself. And so I put down first values, and then I put down personal values. And my number one was peace of mind. I wanted peace of mind more than anything. Number two, clear thinking. And under clear thinking, I put precise, aggressive, but tempered with judicial prudence. Excuse me. Excuse me. Then under precise, I put expressive. Say what I think without fear of retribution. That was extremely important to me. Third, problem solving. I'm in keeping with personal integrity. So you can see personal integrity was extremely important to me. Next, calm, to stay calm, to be calm, to have calmness around me. And then the next thing directly contradicted that, passionate. And so I feel that I wanted to have a life that I felt passionate about. And then humorous came after that. And then clean, and under next to clean came the word virtuous, and then current information. I wanted to stay up to what was current in my life. The From local, my work, and national news. I wanted to be current on all information. The second large category that I had was to be youthful. Youthful looking, youthful acting, to have a youthful outlook on life in general, youthful dress, and appropriate for every occasion, and also to have confidence. And no, I'm sorry. Um, it was carefree. The word was carefree. And then to vacation a maximum of 4 times a year. 2 small vacations, 2 large vacations. So that's what I wanted. Third big category, confidence. Under confidence, I put deserving of success. So many times I did not feel I deserved the success that I had. And I wanted to feel deserving of success. I wanted to be relaxed. I wanted to be in control of my destiny. And I wanted to feel good about myself. I planned, oh gosh, a planned environment, unclutter my life, organized desk, organized closets, organized drawers and cabinets. And then the last thing I put was beautifully dressed and groomed. So that all came under confidence. The next thing was social values, creative and expansive. I wanted a house. It says clubs. I don't know what I was referring to. Clubs. This, bear in mind, this is 40 years ago. And I said needlework, creative and expansive. At that time, I was perfectly content with doing a lot of counted cross stitch. I did Christmas ornaments in counted cross stitch. I did uh, the counted cross stitch in terms of a beautiful uh, picture of a Japanese vase with peonies in it. for the dining room. Uh, Japanese was a favorite theme that I turned to quite often. Um, and prior to that, I had done Cruel. That was very popular in the 70s. So that was under social values, creative expression. Then the next category was financially secure. I wanted my finances to be planned, and it says not paid off, planned, financial plan. Oh, mortgage paid off. That's it. I wanted a mortgage that was paid off. So that was extremely important to me. This writing is very, very tiny, so I'm very pleased that I can even see it. Actually, um, I wanted to have a successful husband. I wanted to have all our bills paid instantly on time. I wanted to have a financial plan. I wanted to have 50,000 in the bank and a retirement plan for myself and my husband and a college plan for the children. So those were the things that were extremely important to me. Then came the category of health and fitness. Under health and fitness, my values were diet, proper foods for healthy living, exercise, and I know I had 35 years of yoga prior to COVID hitting. So I started yoga um, 40 over 40 years ago. So that uh, that was an exercise that I turned to, plus walking. Those were the two mainstays in my life. Occasionally, I would go to the gym on the treadmill. I wanted an energetic application to life. I wanted to be physically fit and trim, and sports. I felt I had very few skills in sports, so that was not going to be a priority. Then, under spiritual development, the values that I put were generosity, introspectiveness, motivational, and family and church support. So felt that that was really super, super important. And under family, my last was family. Time for each child separately. That's one thing I never felt I had. And time for my husband alone, and time to put on my mother's book. She had asked me to have her book published prior to her death, and I made certain attempts to get it published. Never got the nibble that I thought I needed in order to pursue that further. So, kind of left that on the shelf. But I think before I transition from this planet, that is one thing I am absolutely going to have to do. What is important about what I'm going to tell you is that this list in entirety is probably defines, not probably, I'm being told, corrected by my guides, absolutely defines the way I live my life. By writing down what I was after, writing down what was important to me, I was able to solidify and clarify the direction that my life took. I mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again. Harvard did a study of its own graduates. You would think that anybody who was able to get into Harvard, who gets the cream of the crop around the world, would be a success. What Harvard found was that 20% of their graduates were financially independent. The rest, the 80%, were living hand to mouth. What distinguished the 20% from the 80% was the fact that the 20% of the 20%, the top 5%, had written their financial goals down, dollar for dollar. They were the ones who were financially independent. The next 10% had not maybe written their goals down, but had a very clear idea of what they wanted. It kind of morphed in their mind. And the last 5%, roughly the same, but not quite as clear as the 10% above them. So 20% of the college graduates were financially independent. Only the top 5 that had written their goals down completely were the ones who absolutely were financially independent. I can't stress that enough. That's one of the major sections of my book. Write it down. I make a 45-day entreaty in Own Your Power and give you 45 different examples, different ways for you to write things down, suggestions for why it's important for you to write it down. Those of you who will watch afterwards know that at any time, that book, Own Your Power, to me was a gift from the universe, a gift from God. And it was one of my soul contracts. It was one of the things that I came here to produce with my life. I look at it and I think, how personal did I get? There's so many stories in it. And then I realized Christ taught in parables. So I teach by stories, same way that Christ taught in parables. So just know that if you are looking for an authentic self to come forward, writing it down is the fastest way you're going to find yourself. Writing out everything that puzzles you, putting it into categories, putting it into what you want to accept versus what you want to reject, what you feel defines your life versus what you feel you can let go of. I am going to be offering a class on healing the inner child on September 13th. And any one of you who find this video and feel you need additional work, please go to my website, Alicja, ALICJA, Jones.com, and sign up for the class, September 13th. $50. It will be from 2 to 4:30. In that manner, it allows the people from California and Pacific time to enter and not have to wake up at the crack of dawn to be part of the class. So anyway, and it frees your morning and your lunchtime up to do whatever you want to do. So from 2 to 4:30 on Saturday, September 3rd. And if you still do not have a copy of my book, Own Your Power, Hmm, I seem to have taken it away from here. Um, Please go to my website. You can order it for $20, and the shipping and handling is free. So I thank you for watching. I am grateful to be here, and I'm going to I will see you next week, uh, Friday, and then I'll be gone for 3 weeks. So, but next week, Friday, I will still be here with yet another one of my Living Consciously. Thank you so much. Bye bye now.